بك يا حبيب الله والصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله وعلى آلك وصحابك يا نور الله. My dear brothers, Alhamdulillah, Allah Azza wa Jalla has chosen us to be here to take part in a very important matter, which is the burial of a Muslim. And Alhamdulillah, we've just completed, and now we're here to reflect, take some lessons for ourselves, so that we don't leave from here empty-handed. Brother Asad, as most of you will be aware, because I can see the age band of his age. There's a lot of brothers here who are 30 plus, 30 to 40 years of age. Those who've spent a good part of your life with him, you've seen him. Overall, he was a very quiet brother. Never disturbed anyone, never argued with anyone, just kept on with his own life. And subhanallah, whenever I had a chance to see him, mashallah, he always gave a smile. I used to see him a lot of times walking. As you know, because of his weight, he used to do a lot of exercise. And he used to walk a lot. Whenever I'm driving past, he used to pause. Whilst walking, if he sees, he used to pause, give a smile. He used to say, how are you? Are you okay? And that is a beautiful gesture. Subhanallah, may Allah Ta'ala have mercy upon him. It was a few years back, on the day of Eid, I had the chance to deliver the Eid khutbah, the English speech as well. And during the speech, as a coincidence, I delivered a message, and I'm going to share the same message today with you brothers as well. I'm talking to myself here at the same time. And during that speech, I mentioned the importance of maintaining a relationship. Your loved ones, your brothers, your sisters, your aunties, your grandparents. It's important that we have a good relationship, healthy relationship. We should, as a Muslim, we are not allowed to cut relations. Regardless of what happens. If that other person is wrong and he's doing the worst ever thing, yeah, that person is still your blood related. For example, if that person is still your brother, it's still your mother, it's still your father. What is done wrong, that's a separate thing. I'm not saying that is right. Leave that to one side. But as far as your connection is concerned, you cannot cut relations. And on that day, as a coincidence, I mentioned that today is the day of Eid. Therefore, whatever happens, if there's anyone who has cut relations with you, or you've cut relations with anyone else, whoever is in fault, you be the bigger person, you be strong, have some courage. Somehow on this day of Eid, the day of happiness, the day of joy, go and see that person. Make up with them. Life's too short. Life's too short. You don't know when it's going to end. Within the matters, within a few days, this brother came from Pakistan. After 3 or 4 days, became ill, in hospital. After some days, he's in the grave. We don't know. We don't know how long we're going to live. And trust me, you don't want to die in a state where you have cut relations with your family members. That's too short for this. Our life, this is temporary place. Our life is the life after, the hereafter. Therefore, somehow, himmat kare, be strong and make up, dosti karne. And I did mention there on the day that it's easy for me to say this, and I'm saying to you as well, it's very easy. But to actually stand up and say sorry to someone else, if it's your fault or not, to say sorry to someone, it's not easy. You need to have a lot of courage, a lot of power inside. However, the difficult part is only the first few seconds. First 5 seconds, that's the hardest part. And if you can break the ice, if you can somehow make your way in front of him and just say, I'm sorry, to say Eid Mubarak, that person might react differently. He might still be angry, he might not comprehend, but in his heart, the love will be melting, inshallah. Yeah? And he will get closer to you. Yeah? And so this was the speech, the moral of the speech. Next day, I read namaz. I was on my way home, possibly Zohar namaz, and I met Brother Asad. Maybe he was on the opposite side of the road, walking across. He looks at me and he crosses the road and he goes, I need to speak to you. And I've not spoken to him for a long time. And he goes, I need to speak to you. Brother Tofeeq, this speech that you did on the day of Eid, you know what? I acted upon it. And I was moved. Wow, I was moved. And he mentioned that, trust me, it was like you said, it's not easy. It's tough. But I did it. You know, you could see the signs of relief on him. Because I did it. And on the day of Eid, when I came home, the first thing I did, I went to his house. I went to that individual's house. And I wasn't welcomed initially. But with time, with some moments, maybe half an hour or whatever time passed, I could see, we're talking now. We're talking. And that, for me, that was very inspirational. We come, we listen to speeches. When we leave from here, we forget the lessons. And this brother, he remembered the lesson. And he acted upon it. And you could see he was so happy. Because it's still not normal yet. But trust me, it's been a massive step. So today, all those brothers are here. If there's anyone, you have correlations. And it happens in nearly every household. So please, keep this in your mind. We don't know how long we're going to live. We don't know how long that person's going to live. From your heart, you want to sleep at night with a clean heart. Not with jealousy, hatred, something against someone else in your heart. You want to sleep at night with an empty heart, with a clean heart, with a pure heart. And that is important for us as Muslims. Because when we sleep, we have no guarantee we're going to wake up. And if you wake up, there's no guarantee you're going to sleep at night. That's what life is. So, aaj ek niyat kar le, all of the brothers who are here, please make a sincere tawbah. If we have correlations, it's a major sin in Islam. Make a sincere tawbah and you be the bigger person. You be the bigger person if it's your mistake or not. If it's your mistake, admit your fault. Just say sorry, just apologize, and at least from your side, at least you make the effort. If that person accepts your apology or not, that's a secondary thing. You take the first step. And regardless of how that person reacts, you don't want to go into a situation. You say, you know what, I did all that to make up with him, and he still swore at me. You know what, I'm never going to talk to you again. You're going there with the wrong mindset. You should be expecting the worst from that side. And the worst that you expect from that side is a sign that that person wants love from you. That person is hungry for love. He needs more love, not anger. That's one thing. Second thing that I wanted to say today, I had in my mind, that there's a lot of youngsters here of that same age band. I said, look, we live in the same society. I don't live in a jungle. I live here in the society. We know a lot of us, we know each other. If there's anyone here, who's in wrong stuff, they're committing haram, if it's drugs, alcohol, gambling, girls, haram relations, whatever it is, I don't need to stand up here and explain to you, this is not right. We all know. We all know when you're doing them things, it's wrong. It's dodgy, it's not right, it's haram. It's a sign, especially in the month of Ramadan. If anyone here is still involved in those activities in the month of Ramadan, this month is a very noble and sacred month. Every single moment is precious. And rather than praying Tarawih namaz, you go to the cricket club and have a spliff. This is not right. This is not the Muslim way. Like the brother Asad just passed away suddenly. We could call it a sudden death, can't we? Suddenly he passed away. What if you pass away? What if I'm not pointing. What if death knocks on the door that time? What if you're speeding, you're influenced by the drugs and you're speeding and you die? You want to die in that state? No, none of us want to die in that state. None of us. And you know that as well, it's wrong. I say, pata hai, we're not kids here. We know it's wrong. But we're still in it. Why are we in it? Maybe it's fast money. Maybe it's, you think it's fame, it's power. Remember this. Doesn't matter how much money you have. You can be a trillionaire. I went straight to the top trillionaire. When you go there, you'll be empty-handed. You'll be empty-handed. If you have said £5,000 watch on your hand, someone's gonna take you off in the time of Muslim. You're not gonna get it. It's not going to be with you. Even if it's with you, it's not going to help you. There's no point. Let's get our direction right. Our destination is Jannah. Our direction of life is Akhirat. We're living here for the Akhirat. Every step that we take, it should be for Akhirat. And we have to make that as a priority. And if you're not going to change when we see this type of incident in front of us, if you're not going to change in the month of Ramadan, the question is, when am I going to change? When are you going to change? When am I going to change? When am I going to do tawbah? Are you waiting for that moment when you're being lowered in the grave and from there you're going to scream, no, I make tawbah, I make tawbah? It's not going to happen. Aj mauka hai. Allah's given you that. Allah's given you a moment. Aj sachi tawbah kar lo. Look, I said before as well, like a disclaimer, I'm not pointing at anyone. It's something that came in my mind, I'm sharing it with you. I'm just expressing my heart feeling with you guys. If anyone here is involved in anything stupid, or definitely we know people who are in this. If you know someone who's doing something wrong, what role are you playing? How are you helping that friend? If you're calling him a friend, how are you helping him? You can't tell him off from drugs. You can't tell him off from wrong things. How good friend are you then? Like we came here, because we had some form of connection. Most of the brothers here, they live close by. Either it's a family connection or it's because of neighborhood. We've seen brother, we've seen him growing up. We've been together for a long period. Maybe I'm gonna share something else before I close now. Last message of today's reminder. Brother Asad, like we said early on, he was very quiet brother. Never argued with anyone. Just kept in his own life. Just carried on walking his own activities. I never really got into, never intervened with anyone's matters generally. Now I'm saying my own personal experience. Last 20 years or so, I knew him. I never seen him into that type of situation. However, he lived around us. How many times did we meet him? How many times did we see him on a weekly basis, or even on a monthly basis, and to say, Brother Asad, how are you? Are you okay? How's things? What are you up to? Did we ever even thought we should be talking to someone? There are loads of people out there. And I want to say your own family members. It could be your grandparents. It could be your dad. It could be your mother. It could be your sister, your brother. There are people in your own family life, grandparents, dada, dadi, nana, nani, if they're here or abroad, they're waiting just to see a glimpse of you. That's it, they just want to see you. But you're so busy with your life, you don't have time for them. You don't have time for these people. If you were to spend just 5 minutes with these elderly people in your family, or those who are ill, just few minutes, say, Ammi Jan, how are you? How are you, Mom? Mom, are you okay? Just want to smile, just sit down for a bit with them. For them, maybe the whole week will go with joy. Especially there's relations, like for example, you've not seen them for 6 months. If you were to meet them type of family members, they'll remember you for the whole week. Pura hafta geet gaane aise yaar, this relative came. My so-and-so's son came to see me. He traveled all the way, from his city, came and see me and spent a few hours with me. He'll be telling his whole family, wider family, his whole Pakistan, this member came to saw me. If they just needs only few moments to bring the joy in someone's life, then why do we wait? Aaj ek niyat kar lein ke those loved ones in our family, in our household, neighborhood as well. Neighborhood, if there are people who we should be meeting, you decide that there are people who should be meeting, and like a I can't say a priority, but like a frequency. Someone you should be meeting every day. Make sure you meet them every day, even if it's to show your face to them for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, that you're there. If there's someone who you should be meeting once a week, meet them once a week. If there's people you should be meeting once a month or once in 2 months, categorize them if you wish to, but at least meet them. Sometimes what happens, years go past. You know that as well. Years go past and we don't meet our loved one. Then you know what happens? At the burial we come. I'm not saying don't come at that time. At least come then. Changa kam karne, don't stop that. But you have to think about this. Please remember these points, inshallah. Inshallah, hopefully they will benefit us in our life. And the reason I mentioned them for the Isal Thawab for our brother Asad, one of the form of Isal Thawab is seeking knowledge. Delivering a speech and seeking knowledge, this is one of the greater form of doing Isal Thawab and then making dua inshallah for our loved ones.